BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for all your sports betting action. Baseball season is in full swing, and we're into the home stretch for NBA and NHL playoffs. And there's more ways to stay in on the action with the latest odds, news and scores, even live in-game betting while the games are being played. With the largest selection of odds on everything from the MLB, NHL, and UFC. And in between games, head over to the BetOnline Casino. All the top Vegas-style games, including poker and live casino action. So BetOnline, the game starts here. So let's do the code. What a segue into the Lucha segment.
Yes.
What do you got, Harry?
Cool. So we were talking last week about Worlds Collide and when would matches start trickling in and figuring out what we were going to get in that show. And that was literally a couple of days after we recorded. You guys started announcing some of the matches. One of the ones that everybody got caught by surprise was Hijo del Vikingo versus Chad Gable, with the championship being involved. That was something that big miscalculation, in my opinion, from WWE. But at the end of the day, we'll see this Saturday, you got the show in Juan de la Barrera in Mexico City. If it ends up happening as everybody now suspects, that it's going to be Alberto dropping the title to Hijo del Vikingo, so that way he can defend it in Worlds Collide. But at the moment, the card, the first match that had been announced, Legado del Fantasma, Santos Escobar, Angel Humberto versus Hijo del Dr. Wagner Jr., Pagano, and Psycho Clown, a 6-man tag match. Then you got a fatal 4-way that got announced in NXT this week for the NXT North American Championship. Ethan Page will be defending against Javion Evans, Laredo Kid, and Rey Fenix. It's interesting here, Konnan, that Rey Fenix, he wanted to go directly to WWE. Same case with Pentagon. He wanted to skip NXT, but now he's going to be in this show. And in my opinion, he's one of the bigger names that they have right there in the show that you connect AAA and WWE. How big is the involvement of Rey Fenix instead of being in Money in the Bank to have him in this, the first AAA WWE venture show?
Well, you got to remember, bro, it's a historic night because for years, just about every Hispanic fan and wrestler I know, and maybe even you, has always been complaining that nobody knows how to use the Mexicans right. Why? Because they didn't have any Mexican writers. It's a white guy's vision. Now this is a Latin vision. The producers are Latin, most of them. The writers, you have 2 Latin writers, myself and Dorian. So we're going to be there to
You got a lot of DI hires for this project.
Yeah, wow. Yeah. It's hard to be a DIY hire when it's Hispanic. But
it's a DIY hire. They got Johnny Gargano as one of the people writing the show.
Yeah, and so it's a chance for us to do lucha libre. It's never really, the last person to really do it was Eric Bischoff, and he really didn't know what he was doing. You know what I'm saying? Now we'll be able to. We won't be part of the show. We will be the show. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah. Let me ask you this too, because I think a guy like Phoenix, and I wonder if the Latino talent, because bro, these guys are from Mexico,
right?
So
and not only that, let me remind you, Phoenix and Pentagon started in AAA.
Right. So these guys are going to be going back. Well, they're not really leaving the WWE. They're just going back to do lucha under the WWE banner and production machine, which means they're going to be wrestling probably in Mexico a lot in front of very big crowds again. Much like they do in the States. So and then probably be more comfortable because they're actually going to be better booked on the AAA show than they have been in like these other shows. Right. I would suggest. Is that probably accurate?
Yep. And not only that, they'll be wrestling in the United States in Hispanic cities. And so once WWE finds a TV deal for us, it's on and cracking, bro, because we'll be able to show what we can do. And I've always said it. I know you're not a big fan of it, but Lucha Libre, when done right, is incredible.
And the other match that I haven't mentioned yet is a tag team match, a women's match, Stephanie Vaquer and Lola Vice versus Chica Tormenta and Dalis. They had a previous connection there with Dalis and Stephanie Vaquer, so now they're going to be involved in this match. They had been in an NXT pay-per-view, I think, and then on TV as well, and now they built this match up that way. And
so, Harry. So Disco's always asking me, how to pronounce Stephanie Vacker's last name. Please say it.
So in Mexico, if you go to Mexico, everybody's Stephanie Vaquer. And over here, everybody says Stephanie Vacker. So I think that it's
Vaquer.
Vaquer. That's because he can't pronounce Spanish correctly. Harry.
Oh,
what are you doing? What are you doing next weekend, Harry?
Next weekend?
How about if me and you go to the show? I'll get tickets for the front row, just like we were for AEW. Me and you, and these will be what my signs will say. Okay, Grande Americano is numero uno. Okay, AAA stinks. Okay, Lucha Libre. I'll put American Wrestling greater than Lucha Libre. Okay, I'll be the front. Konnan, would you pop if me and Harry showed up in the front row and I had signs? Konnan stinks.
Yep.
Are you going?
I would make sure that we.
Konnan fears Tony Khan.
I would make sure that we did the old wrestling thing, which you can only do it now on house shows,
right?
Where an obnoxious fan, right?
Right.
You stand in front of him, and the other guy goes to punch him, and he moves out of the way, and you punch the fan. I would have that done to you.
You would have that done to me right in my sign. Like I'm holding the sign of Konnan fears Tony Khan, and the guy punches you right in the face.
Right, and then as you're getting up, Dragon Lee hits you with the tope that he hit Pentagon with.
And then Harry can hold up a sign that says "Disco sucks," and the crowd starts chanting "Disco sucks." I get all the heat at the show.
I think
not a bad idea.
This just confirms that Konnan was behind the attack on me at AEW Dynamite when Brian Cage threw Ricky Starks right into me. That clearly has Konnan's fingerprints on it.
Really? Very well could. I would not doubt that if Konnan said, "Hey, Joe Feeney's a ringside."
The guy with the sunglasses inside.
Well, what else you got, Harry?
Are you going?
Harry, by the way, Harry. By the way, we spoke about this in the show yesterday. How there is a concerted effort by the wrestling media to not report positive news about AAA because the wrestling media is in on CMLL. We actually showed last week they had the top 5 houses of the week. Okay, and the first 2 were WWE houses with like 11,000, 9,000. Number 3 was CMLL, like 3,800, and like number 5 was CMLL, like 3,100. Konnan was wondering why AAA's houses that were bigger than those were not reported in the top houses of the week by the wrestling media.
So here's what I would do, Konnan. Go to your PR person if you guys have one in AAA, and whatever the house was or an estimate or something good with the picture of it that you always post, send it out to the media and be like, "Hey, we had a house of 7,500 or Juan de la Barrera."
Or Konnan. Konnan, what you do is just post these on Twitter like you do with the picture with the attendance, and then tag all the dirt sheet people.
Here it is. Yeah. So let me ask you a question.
Konnan, you send me attendances, and I'll send them to the media.
Right.
Harry, I probably won't. But anyways, Harry.
Offering.
So the third one says 5,000 in Guadalajara, right?
Yeah.
Let me ask you something. Do you think we've had the same or more at our TV tapings?
More. I mean,
okay. Wait. Last one. Then they have one Panther Promotions, CMLO Reynosa, 3,000. Do you think that was a house show, right? Do you think we've drawn more than 3,000 at a house show?
Easily.
Okay. That just was my case.
Yeah, dude, I've been there at Gimnasio Neri Santos in Juarez. You guys packed that son of a gun all the way to the top. It was like, you're lucky if like in the corners there's a couple of spots for people to be there. But speaking of attendance, WrestleTix is reporting that Worlds Collide has already surpassed 8,500 tickets distributed at the moment, 8,579. The current setup is nearly 10,000 fans, so it's trending towards being a very, very good house.
Oh, because Mexican wrestling always has the day of walk-ups are always huge, right?
Dude,
I predict a sellout.
We show up an hour before the show and go and ask for tickets.
Well, this is the thing too. The WWE is doing their ticket pricing methods now is static. We can call it static pricing or dynamic, or whatever. There's a term for it, right? They'll just throw the prices out there and they'll adjust as the days go on, lower the prices depending on the demand for the tickets. So I'm sure
I saw
then
a guy on
was-
Facebook post that I forget the building, but he's going to an upcoming pay-per-view, not AAA. And he's like, "Here's my 2 tickets," and it was like third row, $1,800. And he's like, last time these were $300 a piece.
Who?
So, just a guy on Facebook was post. He showed his ticket prices. They had gone up like by 66% or something like that.
No, yeah, the prices just keep increasing. But the thing with WWE is like, if there's high demand, they'll keep the prices high. If it's low demand, they'll drop the
bro,
prices.
and here's the
For
great thing.
example, look at all the tickets they sold the last 2 days before WrestleMania when they
Yep.
lowered the prices. It's like, were they sold the tickets those last? Because everybody's literally everybody that went in Vegas was waiting on the ticket. Because they knew, like, because the word is out. Oh, just wait. They're gonna like.
Now
they're gonna go
imagine,
down.
Harry,
Yeah.
they've only announced 3 matches, right?
4, yeah, 4.
4, and it's already at 85, right? So when they announce the other ones, it'll sell out 10, right? And
What's the capacity for this show?
I think he said
Right
Oh,
now, it's
99. You only
almost-
got 1,400 more tickets.
Yeah, and
Oh, they'll easily.
No,
sell
but
out.
they can
They may even
increase
open
it
up-
more.
They can actually open it up. I bet they end up probably opening it up.
And here's the great thing. You being
Yeah,
from LA, and this is in LA,
Mhm.
that will be a hot, rabid Mexican crowd. And they
Yep.
love their luchas. And they'll be chanting, and they're going to give it a great atmosphere.
I know you're probably going to say that you don't care, Konnan, but I'm going to ask anyway. What kind of response do you expect in, like, say, Dave Meltzer's review? You
Bro,
know what
I
mean?
don't give a about Dave Meltzer.
I know, but what I'm saying is, like,
He could say it's good. Okay. He could say it's bad. Okay. I'm going to be there, and I'll know from the people's reactions.
fans.
They tell me.
I guess what I was asking was, do you expect him to 5-star it up, or would he hold back because of his AEW connection, and maybe he doesn't want to put it over? You know what I'm
Who
saying?
gives, bro? They're like Dave is
Bro,
like.
how can even we have no clue.
Yeah,
Or-
I'm just
Conan,
Sure.
Dave Meltzer likes Ray Phoenix and Vikingo and these guys. Like, he's not. I would
Right.
expect his match ratings are probably going to be pretty good.
yeah, I'm just
You know what I'm
curious.
saying? But then he'll probably talk about maybe how there was some chicanery going on with the ticket prices of the announced crowd or something like like they announced there was, like I don't know, who knows?
Dave,
You know?
look, I like Dave and I consider him a friend, right? But he doesn't validate anything I do.
Yeah,
Right.
What validates what we do is ticket sales, which you just see,
Correct.
okay?
Yeah.
Social media traction, okay? Which we'll
Viewership.
see, right? Which we'll see, right? Stuff like that, bro. Not what Dave or Featherstone
Right.
or
The match ratings, the
anybody else
cage
says.
match,
I
cage
guess
match. Like
what
nobody
I
gives a
meant-
rat's
their
ass about
opinion is just as good as yours. What?
yeah.
Right.
What I meant, if I didn't phrase it right, is just, do you think that the show will get a fair shake from the Observer? Is what I meant.
Okay,
Well,
I'm
who-
not
who
trying
care,
to
like-
be. I don't really give. I'm not trying to be.
I understand. I'm
Why
just-
don't you, Joe? Why don't you text Dave or email Dave and ask if he's going to give the
Yeah, why not?
AAA will try to fair shake.
Yeah.
I'll frame it. I'll frame
I'm
it in
not
a
a
different
mark.
way.
Yeah.
For a lot of media, this is going to be the first opportunity to be able to watch AAA in a more mainstream way out here in the United States. Do you
Oh.
feel that the way that the show is going to be going down, it's going to open their eyes?
Yes.
Time out.
Yeah.
Time out.
Well, with the negativity
I forgot
that
about
we were
this.
talking about.
Hey,
how- yeah,
hang on. No. I just stop this.
yeah.
This is something very. I haven't even brought this up. Conan. This is a pay per view for WWE, correct?
No, it's free.
No, it's free. But it's not. It's
Yeah,
not
it's
a
on
pay-per-view?
YouTube. It's
Oh,
on
I was gonna say
WWE YouTube.
Is there go? Okay, my question is: the show going to have a media scrum afterwards? And are you going to be participating in the media
Oh
scrum?
man, I hope so.
But if you do, you need to give me a credential. I
Right.
will drive down to go to the scrum.
I highly doubt though.
Do you want to hear my question?
Yeah.
With the AAA going with WWE AAA now be touring Mexico, a lot of the WWE performers will be going to Mexico to perform. Are the WWE wrestlers worried about getting the food? That would be my question I would ask in the media scrum. Would you pop it
Well, you usually don't get it from the food. You get it from drinking.
for the water?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yo, what's up? I just want to thank you guys for watching this clip. Don't forget to hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And join our YouTube membership for hours and hours of exclusive, unedited uncensored content, and being a member will help you get involved in our upcoming live streams. Thank you for your support. Thank you for riding with us. I know you got a lot of other podcast choices, be it wrestling or other ones. And thank you for picking us. Boom.